Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Nomacid, coming at you with another SCUM video. This time we're going to do the top 10 tips for beginners in SCUM, and we're just going to get right into them. Alright guys, here we are with tip number 1. Now a lot of people have asked me this on my live stream. There are a lot of videos on it on their website already, but I figured I'd show it to you in this little format here. Now, when you look around this corner, it looks like there's nobody there. This is the way they made third person work. When you're looking, there's nobody there. When your eyes peek, there is a player there. Now, that's why I advise people to play in first person, especially when you do events. It makes the loading of the characters a little bit faster, because if you're in third person and you run around here, sometimes those characters don't load super fast and you don't notice them right away. So make sure, if you're really in a combat situation, you need to be in first person. All right, guys, here we are with tip number 2, and it actually has to do with the chat. When you type in the chat and it's in white, then that's vicinity only. When you hit tab, if you notice that color change, and you type in again, and you notice it in blue, that is in all chat. So depending on what chat you want to be in, all you got to do is hit tab. If you want to make sure and see who's on the map or see what's going on, that's how you do it. All right, guys, here we are with tip number 3. Now, this is a trick that you can use when you're out of stamina. If you notice, my stamina is down to about 25%. When you're regenning your stamina, you can actually cut bushes and trees and things like that, and your stamina will still regen. Now what that'll get you is, it will get you a few extra fame points as you're running around. That'll get you into events, that'll get you into able to respawn on your team more frequently. But if you notice, when you're cutting, you actually can gain up to about 10% on your stamina just from cutting one bush. You don't actually even have to pick anything up. It's just a really good way to gain a little bit of fame points as you're traveling through the map. Alright guys, here we are at tip number 4. Now I cannot stress this enough. It is very important to manage your bowel movements. Now that sounds like a joke and it's like haha, but you really do actually need to manage your colon volume and your bladder volume. If you go into combat without first urinating or taking a dump somewhere, your character will stop in the middle. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You could be jumping out a building and trying to flank somebody. He'll stop and take a piss right there. Be careful, guys. Make sure to check your colon and your bladder before you go into a fight. Alright guys, here we are on tip number 5. This unassuming window actually has a character behind it that you cannot see. So the way the third person works in this game, the way they did the visuals, this center piece is actually blocking the line of sight on the guy behind it. So you can't always trust the windows. Sometimes it is actually a person behind that window. So be careful. Alright guys, here we are with tip number 6. Check all roofs. Now, it might seem obvious to check that roof because it's a roof you can get on normally, but you can actually get on every roof in the game, just about, with just using an open door. Let me show you how to do it. Alright guys, here we are at that door you just saw. All you got to do is run down, hold down spacebar to get up on top of the door, then jump up, and you're on the roof. Stay safe. Alright guys, here we are with tip number 7. More efficient looting. If you notice that we're on the second floor and there are things out on the tables, if you run into the first floor of a building and you're just trying to quick loot, you're not searching containers, if you hit tab on the first floor, you can actually loot the items that are on the second floor from the first floor. You actually don't need to go all the way up these stairs and waste your time running when you can actually loot them from here. Alright guys, here we are with tip number 8. Now it's a lot like tip number 7, but it's for gear. Let's say you killed a guy here and you want to secure yourself. You have two options. You can honestly go in here, loot from here, or if there's a door to close, you can actually loot through the door. Now what this will do is, for one, you're secure inside this bedroom. And if you hear another person coming up the stairs, all you do is open the door, bang, bang, bang. Now you got two bodies, close the door, and you can loot it up again. Alright guys, here we are at tip number 9. Most people know about the wells by now, but you can drink from the wells. But when you're leaving town, or when you're swapping to a different area, when you're going anywhere, make sure you check these backyards for corn, for cabbage, for carrots, for all kinds of stuff. You can actually find food without having to kill a puppet and get the raw meat, things like that. You can actually eat it. Now, some of this stuff is even better for you to eat just because you have vitamins and minerals and things like that. It'll help out your deficiencies. So make sure you're actually looking for plants. Same thing with mushrooms in the woods. Make sure you're actually checking some of these things, guys. A lot of people are skipping over them. All right, guys, here we are with tip number 10. Now, admins of servers now have options of things they can do. They can summon characters. They can spawn to your location. They can teleport all over the map. They can ban. They can kick. They can do all kinds of things. So you need to be careful. They can summon in items. Now, when you summon in certain items, like spawning in a character, let's say it's a bear, right? You can spawn in a bear. Now, a player will see this in the chat down here. You guys will actually be able to tell Nomassid Twitch has spawned in a bear. So if you go to a server and you see a bunch of blah, blah, blah has spawned in, blah, blah, blah has done this, it does let you know, but just be careful with your unofficial servers, guys. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. I do stream nightly on Twitch, so if you guys need more information, you can always find me there. We also do have our own server. The information will be below as well. And hope to see you out there.